Step into the untold saga of the North and South cast, once celebrated stars, now facing the unpredictable twists of fate. From shocking accidents to life-altering setbacks, their journeys have taken unexpected turns. Who managed to rebuild their lives, and who struggled to find their way. As we enter 2025, we uncover the resilience, heartbreak, and triumphs of these beloved actors. Their stories will surprise you, their struggles will move you. This is a journey through fame, fortune, and the challenges that come with it. George Stanford Brown, who portrayed the principled and resilient Virgil Jordan in North and South, was 42 during filming. His character was admired for his moral compass and quiet strength amidst chaos, becoming a subtle hero in the sprawling saga. In real life, Brown's journey mirrored some of his character's trials. Despite his early success, his post-series career saw a slow decline, with minor guest roles and directing gigs that never reached the acclaim he once enjoyed. He married actress Tyne Daly, and though the couple had 3 daughters, Alexandra, Kaylin, and Emma, their relationship was plagued by long periods apart and conflicting careers. After 24 years of marriage, they divorced in 1990. Brown became estranged from 2 of his daughters and struggled with depression through the 1990s. A house fire in 2003 destroyed much of his memorabilia, and he was later diagnosed with early-stage dementia in 2017. Now 81, he lives in a modest assisted living facility in Pasadena. His estate, once estimated at $1.2 million, has dwindled to under $400,000 due to medical costs and poor financial management. He rarely appears in public but remains respected by peers for his trailblazing work as a black actor in the 1970s and 1980s. Philip Kasnoff, who embodied the cold, calculating Elkanah Bent, was 36 during his chilling performance in North and South. His portrayal of the sadistic antagonist made him a standout, yet also typecast him, ultimately damaging his chances at broader leading roles. After the miniseries, his career faltered as he found brief success on stage, but was unable to transition fully into the mainstream. He married Broadway actress Roxanne Hart, and they had 2 sons, Jonah and Max. Though the marriage initially seemed strong, financial stress and professional envy eroded their bond. By 2003, they quietly separated and eventually divorced. Kasnoff spiraled into a period of alcohol abuse and legal troubles, including a public altercation in 2007 that briefly made tabloid headlines. He slowly returned to sobriety but remained professionally sidelined. Now 75, he gives occasional acting workshops at community colleges in upstate New York. His estate is estimated at $600,000, much of it tied up in a pension and royalties from past TV appearances. He lives alone in a modest apartment, and maintains a strained relationship with his sons. David Carradine, known for his twisted portrayal of Justin Lamotte, a man driven by obsession, arrogance, and cruelty, was 49 during filming. The role highlighted his darker acting range, yet also reflected many of his real-life inner demons. Though a celebrated star of Kung Fu, Carradine's career was a mix of resurgence and relapse, frequently marred by substance abuse and erratic behavior. He married 5 times, fathering 3 children named Callista, Kansas, and Free, yet never found stability in family life. His last marriage to Annie Bierman was the longest but also the most tumultuous, marked by infidelity and addiction struggles. Carradine's life was a mosaic of brilliance and breakdowns, including multiple arrests and rehab stints. In 2009, during filming in Bangkok, he was found dead under suspicious circumstances, officially ruled an accidental asphyxiation at age 72. Rumors swirled, tainting his final legacy. His estate was estimated at $500,000, diminished by legal costs and unpaid taxes. Despite the tragic end, Carradine is remembered as a complex actor whose life mirrored the roles he played: haunted, intense, and unforgettable. Jeannie Francis, who portrayed the empathetic and courageous Brett Maine in North and South, was just 23 when she took on the role. The part showcased her as a beacon of strength and compassion amidst the chaos of war, drawing attention to her range beyond daytime television. Though she remained beloved for her General Hospital role, Frances struggled with the expectations that followed. She married actor Jonathan Frakes in 1988, and they had 2 children, Jameson and Elizabeth. The marriage, though long-standing, suffered from emotional distance due to Frakes' frequent directing jobs and Jeannie's own battles with body image and professional dissatisfaction. She took long breaks from acting, citing burnout, but behind the scenes dealt with eating disorders and anxiety. A breakdown in 2009 forced her into rehab, after which she became a vocal advocate for mental health. Though still married, she and Frakes have lived mostly separate lives since 2016. Now 62, she resides in Maine and spends her time writing memoirs and doing occasional voice work. Her estate is estimated at $3 million, bolstered by syndication residuals and real estate investments. Despite past pain, she now enjoys a quieter, if bittersweet, life. Terry Garber, who portrayed the manipulative and seductive Ashton Maine in North and South, was just 24 when she took on the role that defined her career. Ashton, a Southern belle with ambitions far beyond her station, mirrored aspects of Garber's own life, driven yet entangled in emotional turmoil. After the series ended, Garber struggled to transition into mainstream film, plagued by typecasting and a battle with substance abuse in her early 30s. She married theater producer Mark Jensen in 1989, but the union dissolved within 5 years due to her erratic behavior and multiple rehab stints. They had 1 daughter, Lily, who became estranged during Garber's years of instability. A second marriage to talent agent David Morgan also collapsed after revelations of infidelity and financial strain. Though Garber attempted comebacks through soap operas and guest TV roles, she never regained her early momentum. Isolated from much of Hollywood and largely forgotten, she now lives quietly in a modest Florida condo, offering acting lessons online. At 63, she survives on residuals and savings, with an estimated estate of $400,000. Her life remains marked by a yearning for past fame and fractured personal connections. Kirstie Alley, remembered for her fierce portrayal of the abolitionist Virgilia Hazard in North and South, was 34 during filming, a time when her passion for acting mirrored her character's fiery activism. Off-screen, Alley's life was often as turbulent as Virgilia's. Though she achieved major success afterward, including Cheers and Look Who's Talking, her personal life unraveled. Married to actor Parker Stevenson from 1983 to 1997, the couple adopted 2 children, William and Lily, but their relationship was plagued by rumors of infidelity and spiritual conflicts stemming from Alley's deep commitment to Scientology. After the divorce, she never remarried. Her relationships with her children became strained in later years, especially as she became reclusive. Alley faced ongoing body image struggles and was mocked publicly, which only deepened her insecurities. A failed reality TV venture in the 2010s further eroded her confidence. She died of colon cancer on December 5, 2022, at 71, after a brief illness. At the time of her passing, her estate was estimated at $6 million, a fraction of what she once earned, with much reportedly spent on spiritual donations and alternative treatments. Leslie Ann Down, who brought grace and emotional depth to the role of Madeleine Fabre-Lamotte, was 31 when she began portraying the conflicted Southern woman trapped in an abusive marriage. Down's performance won critical acclaim, but behind her poised exterior was a history of heartbreak. She was married to director William Friedkin briefly in the early 1980s, a volatile union that ended bitterly after allegations of control and emotional cruelty. Her second marriage, to cinematographer Don Fauntleroy, endured but was strained by financial hardship and Down's ongoing depression, especially after several miscarriages. They had 1 son, George, who later distanced himself from the industry. Down's once bright film career faltered in the 1990s, forcing her into minor television roles to support her family. Despite her regal presence on screen, she often felt diminished off-camera, citing rampant ageism in Hollywood. Now 70, she lives in seclusion in rural England, far from the spotlight that once adored her. Her estate is estimated at $1.2 million, sustained by residuals and frugal living. Though she remains married, friends say her once vibrant spirit has grown quiet with the years. Wendy Kilbourne, who portrayed the gentle and principled Constance Flynn Hazard, was just 21 when she joined the cast of North and South. Her performance brought a sense of warmth and quiet strength to the turbulent narrative. Off-screen, her life bore a haunting contrast to her character's calm resolve. She married co-star James Redd in 1988, and the couple had 3 children, Jackson, Lauren, and Lily. But the marriage, though enduring, was scarred by Wendy's long battle with bipolar disorder, diagnosed in her late 20s. Struggling to balance motherhood and the pressures of Hollywood, Kilbourne withdrew from acting by the early 1990s, later earning a law degree and briefly practicing family law. Her eldest daughter's battle with addiction deeply affected her, leading Wendy into severe depressive episodes. By 2020, she was nearly reclusive, reportedly estranged from both friends and extended family. She passed away on June 5, 2023, at the age of 58, following complications from a stroke exacerbated by years of untreated hypertension and stress. Her estate was modest, estimated at $350,000, with most assets held in joint ownership with her husband. Her legacy remains as one of grace overshadowed by private pain. Im Metzler, who played the calculating and politically driven James Hintoon in North and South, was 34 during the series' filming. His nuanced portrayal of a man torn between ambition and morality gained critical attention, but success on-screen masked a spiraling personal life. Following the miniseries, Metzler struggled to maintain a foothold in Hollywood, typecast in similar roles and relegated to low-budget thrillers and forgettable TV guest spots. He married stage actress Karen Delaney in 1986. The marriage produced 2 children, Danielle and Elise, but was marked by long separations, infidelity rumors, and emotional distance. They divorced in 2002 after a protracted legal battle over custody and finances. His son Daniel battled addiction, straining the family further. Metzler's career stalled entirely by the early 2000s, and he retreated from public life, living alone in a modest rental in Northern California. At 73, he survives on a modest Screen Actors Guild pension and residual checks. Plagued by anxiety and regret over his broken family and faded stardom, Metzler spends his days largely in isolation. His current estate is estimated at only $150,000. James Reed, who portrayed the noble and conflicted George Hazard, was 32 when he embodied the role of the Union loyalist in North and South. Reed's character, resolute, compassionate, and bound by honor, reflected the kind of man he longed to be off-screen. Though he continued working in television, his post-North and South career was sporadic, overshadowed by younger talent and changing industry tides. Reed married soap actress Morgan Taylor in 1989. Their union yielded 1 son, Nathaniel, but was marred by frequent relocations and emotional estrangement. Taylor filed for divorce in 2008, citing Reed's prolonged depression and detachment. Their son later distanced himself from both parents, pursuing a life overseas. By 2010, Reed was living alone in a small Oregon coastal town, teaching theater workshops at community colleges while quietly battling alcohol dependency and a recurring lung condition. Now 71, he lives modestly, his net worth around $250,000. Once hailed for his emotional depth, Reed now lives a solitary life, mostly forgotten by the industry that once embraced him. Lewis Smith, who brought life to the fiery and courageous Charles Maine, was only 29 when filming North and South. His role as the impulsive Confederate soldier earned him praise for emotional range and physicality. However, Smith's career unraveled quickly in the wake of his early fame. After a string of failed pilots and supporting film roles, he fell into financial and personal instability. In 1992, he married costume designer Rachel Myers, but their relationship, strained by his erratic behavior and gambling addiction, ended in divorce 6 years later. They had no children. Smith's younger brother died by suicide in 2001, plunging Lewis into a deep depression and leading to multiple stints in rehab. By the 2010s, he was living in a small trailer near Santa Fe, occasionally teaching acting classes while surviving on disability and royalties. Now 68, Smith suffers from early-onset dementia and rarely makes public appearances. Estranged from most of his family, his current estate is estimated at under $100,000. Once a rising star, his story is now a quiet and tragic echo of what might have been. John Stockwell, who played the tender-hearted and optimistic Billy Hazard, was just 24 during the filming of North and South. The younger brother in the Hazard family, Billy's story of youthful idealism stood in sharp contrast to the horrors of war, a reflection, some say, of Stockwell's own sensitive nature. After the show, he tried transitioning into directing, finding some critical acclaim but little financial success. Stockwell married indie filmmaker Elise Marino in 1994. The couple had a daughter, Clara, but their marriage disintegrated after Elise's affair came to light in 2007. Stockwell never fully recovered emotionally and struggled with anxiety and chronic back pain. His daughter became estranged in her teens, further isolating him. On October 15, 2021, he passed away at 60 from complications of liver failure, the result of years of alcohol abuse. Though few from Hollywood attended his small funeral, fans remembered his gentle performances. At the time of his death, his estate was valued at approximately $300,000, mostly from residuals and a small trust he left for his daughter, whom he never reconciled with. Olivia Cole, who portrayed Mom Sally in North and South, was 43 when she took on the role of the nurturing and resilient housekeeper whose wisdom quietly guided those around her. Her performance was deeply respected for its warmth and dignity. After her Emmy-winning role, Cole struggled to find equally meaningful parts, often relegated to supporting roles that never matched her talent. Her marriage to actor Richard Venture ended in divorce in the mid-90s after years of emotional distance and conflicting schedules. The couple had one son, Marcus, who later battled substance abuse and estrangement. Olivia herself endured long bouts of depression, particularly after losing her sister to cancer in 1999 and later suffering a mild stroke in 2005 that limited her mobility. Isolated in her final years, she moved into a modest retirement home in San Miguel, California. Cole died on January 19, 2018, at the age of 75 from a heart attack. Her estate was valued at approximately $250,000, much of it tied up in medical bills and modest royalties. Despite the hardships, Cole remained proud of her impact as a pioneering black actress who brought rare emotional depth to her characters. Morgan Fairchild, who portrayed Burdetta Halloran in North and South, was 35 when she embodied the glamorous, calculating woman who manipulated social circles with poise and precision. Though renowned for her beauty and charm, Fairchild's personal life rarely mirrored the success she enjoyed on screen. Her long-term relationship with movie executive Mark Seiler ended abruptly in 1999, and she never remarried. She once confessed to the deep loneliness she felt without children, often calling her 3 rescue cats her only true family. Her career faltered in the 2000s, marked by reality TV cameos and poorly received soap opera stints. Health challenges, including a near-fatal bout with Lyme disease and chronic fatigue syndrome, left her physically diminished. She remains alive at 74, living quietly in a 2-bedroom condo in Sherman Oaks, occasionally making appearances at fan conventions. Her estate is estimated at $900,000, reduced from earlier years due to medical expenses and poor investments. A symbol of 1980s glamour, Fairchild now spends her days advocating for animal rights and environmental causes. Elizabeth Taylor, who appeared in North and South as Mrs. Neal, was 53 when she took on the role, a matriarchal figure cloaked in grace and gravitas. Her brief appearance was hailed as regal, lending the miniseries a sense of cinematic prestige. But Taylor's life off-screen was famously tumultuous. Married 8 times to 7 different men, including actor Richard Burton twice, Taylor's personal relationships were famously passionate but rarely stable. She had 4 children, Michael, Christopher, Liza, and Maria, all of whom battled either addiction, estrangement, or financial woes. Her health was a constant struggle: multiple back surgeries, pneumonia, a brain tumor, congestive heart failure, and she often relied on painkillers, leading to a decades-long dependency. Taylor spent her final years largely confined to her Bel Air estate, surrounded by nurses and dwindling circles of friends. She passed away on March 23, 2011, at the age of 79 due to heart failure. Her estate, once estimated at over $600 million due to jewelry, art, and perfume royalties, was reduced to around $110 million after legal battles, taxes, and charitable bequests. Who is your favorite character from North and South? How does it feel knowing that some of the actors are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future uploads. Thank you for your support.